At this point, you basically just remove it from its bracket. Just screw the nut right back up onto its mount. Really? Okay, next step will be to loosen the speaker wires and door pin connector. It should be wrapped in plastic from the factory, but as you can see, I've been in here before, so I just basically tore the bag apart. And once today I'll get done, I will wrap this back up and put a little tape around it so the water doesn't get in there. Okay, so now I have the door panel free. I'm going to move it to the side. And set it to the side for now. Next step will be the speaker wire. We'll loosen the speaker wire, and it's done by a little retaining clip on the bottom. Right here. So, set the phone down. Okay. Now we've got some other trees that are landing inside the speaker. They'll have to be removed as well. So we'll just take in and pop those up. They don't really damage them. They'll come back and they'll push back in when we're done. So everything's good at that point. As you can see, I've got the early model Evora. The later speaker styles changed a little bit. The door design changed. So if you have a 2014, you're going to see it probably look a little bit different. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the speaker because I have to have access. I have to have access to the back of the door motor, and one side of the Windows foot is located right here. So I'm going to remove these 4 screws. Sorry for my shaky camera. There are 2 more on the bottom. And 1 around the front. Okay, now that we have the speaker loose, we will remove the bolts. And I'm just going to place my camera down there for a second and give you guys access to view it. Okay, so we're just going to remove the speaker by removing the bolts and pulling away. Okay, on the door panel, there will be a piece of foam that is wrapped around here, and this cable comes through the foam. I did not put it back because I knew that my new motor was on the way, and so now I am going to retrofit a new piece of foam that I have, and I'm going to probably remove this other stuff out of here so everything will be brand new looking again for the next mechanic that gets in here, and hopefully we won't have to go in here for quite some time. So basically what we're looking at is we're looking at a power window motor. You're looking at the rear foot for the window being pinched in and held with a rubber retainer. Same thing on the front. If you go through the speaker hole, you can see the same thing. It's quite dark in there right now, but I will light it up. I do have a nice LED. So let me get that and we can show you. Okay, so you see the 10mm nut holding the window and pinching the window together. And also in the front, I'm going to lay the light down in there so you can see. But if you look up into the door, you'll see the bottom of the glass right there. So there's also one more. Now, if the window's stuck in the down position, you'll need to access it at the very bottom. You'll have to loosen that 10mm nut through the speaker hole. And the other one will have to be loosened on the other side at the bottom. But if the window's up, like mine is, all you have to do is remove this piece of tape and it will reveal the location of the nut. So, what we'll do now at this point is we'll set my camera back up. I should have had someone filming this for me, I guess. So. Okay, so inside the door, you've got 3 rivets right here, and they are holding the wires. So the couplers are being held by the wires. Okay, so you'll have to reach in, find those plastic couplers, and free the Delphi connectors holding all these things together. This keeps the wires from getting tangled up in the window motion as it goes up and down. So now what we'll do is we will loosen the foot for the window, and we will move to a 10mm socket. These are flange nuts, so it makes it easy on return. If you're going back in with a socket, it holds it kind of for you. Now on the rear, that's easily accessible with a 10mm wrench. You can just reach in there and break it loose from here. No big deal there. Now nothing's gonna just fly apart. The window's not just gonna automatically fall. The track for Lotus is really nice and tight. The guides are really smooth on the sides. I'll show you how it'll come out. It takes actually a little bit of effort to make this work. But what we're going to do next is we're going to loosen the black bolts here. They will free up the motor itself. And they are, I think, 8mm. Yep, 8mm. So if you will, unscrew 2 of them. And then on the third, put your hand in here, and at the top, loosen it. Now, the window's gonna wanna fall at this point, so what we're going to do is we're gonna hold the glass from the very top. We're gonna let the motor come down, and if you do some manipulations, it will rock to the rear, and it will come out of its home, okay? So, with that said, if you'll squeeze the plug, and I'm going to bring in another stool here, so, or I could use my knee maybe, and I will separate the plugs. These Delphi plugs, they mean business. Those locks can sometimes just kill your fingers trying to get this stuff loose. Some of them are easy, and then some of them, whoever designed that should just, I don't know, man. But anyway, now we've got the motor out. You can see that the glass is hanging up there by itself. It takes a little effort to push the glass down. I'm actually gonna try to leave it up at this point because I wanna offer up the new motor, and I've got it over here on the workbench. So what we'll do is we'll go over to the workbench and we'll look at the new motor. Okay, so here's the new motor from Lotus. These little things are retail $660 for the right side, $700 for the left. I happened to get lucky. I found one on the Lotus Talk forum, and it was $300 plus shipping. So anyway, a nice gentleman there on Lotus Talk hooked me up with the motor, and so basically this one's in the down position. So I'm going to have to show you how to do it in the down position, because unless I hook it up and power it up, which I might do anyway because it makes life a lot easier to do it at the top versus the bottom. I'm going to remove my light from the door panel, and I am going to take a short break.